Hello everybody, my name is Graham. This is Mr. Wilde, and if you're new here, this is Stable Horse Trading. We make videos about horse trading, horse riding, horse behaviors, and everything in between to hopefully help everybody, myself included, become better with our horses, to be more, what's the word we're looking for? Like have a better relationship and get along better and do things a little more peacefully. So today we're going to get this guy riding. This will be about his 12th ride since he's been here. But before that, let's do a little horsey check. What's happening, Zeus? You think I never gave him water or nothing like that, but he always comes out here to drink from this bucket. Even though it's kind of... Well, anyways, look at this day today. The horses are all chitty chatty. It's a beautiful day. Thought I'd bring you guys along to say hello to everybody this fine morning. We're looking at resources, food, water, check the fencing. This is Little Miss. She's a lovely little thing. And here's the water. Water's looking good. Not frozen like Zeus's bucket. Why? Because larger bodies of water take longer to change temperature. Look at this guy. He won't stop talking to me. What's up, buddy? You need a refill this fine morning? He says, yeah, hurry up. Bonk, bonk. There's your horse nose for the day. Or at least one of them. Okay, hang on, pal. I'll be there in a second. I see you run out. It's okay. There's the cart getting stuff clicking along. Hello, Lena. Look at that nose. Look at that big pink nose. This is Lena. This is Mr. Wilde. I had somebody request that I say their names more often. No problemo. I try to, but sometimes I forget. I assume. Oh, that one's a little colder. Assume everybody knows, but some people are new here. We've got a pile of new people coming through. Gosh, it's just an absolutely perfect day. Just stare upwards as you walk. Smash into a tree. Let's go say hello to Gracie. Got some beautiful steam coming off of all kinds of stuff. Hello, little one. What's happening? You look happy. So happy. What a happy horse you are. What are you gonna do? She says, if you could just scritchy scratch right there, I'd be forever grateful. That's a little happier of a horse. I had a fantastic little question come through, and it was along the lines of sometimes some horses just have their ears back, and it's okay. And to that I say no. Not okay. I've yet to meet a horse that can't put their ears forward when they're trying to be friendly and nice, respectful, kind. You know, when they got their ears forward and their eyes on you, they're paying attention. They care. Fluff, you coming over to say hello or what? Nope. Neighbors are busy working away. Just a great day to do that. Wish I had myself an excavator. They cost money though. So in time we rent. Renting's easier. Hello, Luke. This is Luke. Oh, by the way, that isn't Fluff. That's Yoka. And she's an Icelandic. Luke is an appendix. He's my boy. He doesn't stay off of me. I can't get, you know, it's right here. Bye, Luke. You guys are looking for food, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, a little low. Morning's almost out. It's got a little bits left over. I'm okay with that. These guys are well fed. Hi, Roni. You want to come over and say hi to anybody? No? Just view the beautiful view. It is quite the day today. Lots to do. So we're going to get on with that. I'm hoping, I don't know it yet, but I'm hoping I can do a little riding with Mr. Wilde that I can introduce you guys to. When I'm really concentrating on riding, I tend not to hold a camera, even think too much about what I'm doing with the camera and talking. But I think today we can get that done. He's come a long ways, and he has really excelled at listening, just to the quiet stuff. We're trying not to be noisy when we ride. And so I'm hoping that I can bring you guys along for that. And we can see how well he listens to the little things. And by little things, I mean things like saying go, or stop, or turn left, or turn right, back up. All those things, the very basic things, should be solid before we're going any further. I know a lot of people really like to get into walk, trot, and canter and stuff, but I like walk, stop, back up, walk, stop, walk, turn, stop, back up. That's my game. That's what I like. But the first order of business is to get everybody happy. Hello, my friend. He's so funny. He's a good horse. Very smart, calm, except when he wants to get really excited. Okay, you two, be patient. I'll be with you in a minute. So that's the plan. Let's get on with it on this lovely day, and I'll see you guys shortly. All right, we're back. We're back here with Mr. Wilde. Mr. Wilde is a BC Wildie, and I'll put a link in the description below about what a BC Wildie is, but essentially he's off a range. He was feral when he arrived. Very little handling, if any at all, and zero knowledge into his past, because he came from a place that is sincerely unknown. But he's been here for almost a year, and we're working on having him be educated to humans, educated for groundwork, educated for feeding, dealing with his feet, and riding. Now, first things first, he's super fuzzy. He's shedding like crazy because the weather is changing, and so I need to do a little bit of grooming first. And if you've never groomed a horse, what we tend to use is one of these shedding blades, and there's all kinds out there, but essentially what it'll do is it'll start removing hair like crazy, and it's very effective. So I'm going to get on with grooming and get him cleaned up, and then we're going to put a saddle on and start some riding. And I'll talk about some of the things that I do when I start horses for riding. Granted, he's had around 10 to 12 rides, I think, in total, but he's old enough now to start putting up with more rides, longer rides, and we'll talk a little bit about that as we go. But you know, he's almost 5 now. He's a big boy. He's strong, and he you know, has the mental capacity more, the physical capacity more to handle more riding. And you know, you can look that stuff up if you're curious. Well, you know, I had a question, what's the age of a horse that we'd want to start them proper riding? And you know, I wouldn't tend to start anything younger than 4. Anything under 4 is just, their skeletal system is just not you know, it's not fused. Some of the muscles, or not the muscles, some of the bones that we need to be fusing up aren't fused at that time, and it can be quite detrimental for their future. So we wait. So he's had some of those rides, but they've been very short rides, nothing long. And then now he's gotten a little older. We can get up to, you know, I'd say most of my rides have been anywhere between 5 to 15 minutes long, and they start and end well, no problems whatsoever, and we get along just fine. And you really want to do that a lot. You want to get them to where they, you know, when you're doing these smaller, shorter rides, you just keep them in a real peaceful place so that it doesn't bother them. They don't leave things, or you don't leave things on a bad note. Man, that's a lot of hair to come off. And then we just sort of leave them be for a little while. Just keep on doing groundwork and helping them understand we're good friends, and it's mutually beneficial to get an education and work together. and all that kind of stuff. So that's not bad. That's not too bad. We can take a different brush here. There we go. And sort this out a little bit more, especially on his back, because I want to make sure that I really brush out that sand that horses will get embedded in their hair before we put anything on him. Otherwise it will be rubbing against him. And I've spent a pretty good amount of time. As you can see, he stands real quiet. I don't tie my horses. I will just hold on to the lead rope and wander around them. I won't necessarily feel too worried about it all either, if they want to walk around a smidge and let me know where they want some scratches. But overall, he's doing just great standing here, being a good horsey. So we can put a saddle on and get a bit of riding done today. And he's still beginning, so he's not that precise with some of the things, but that's what we're working on, and we should get that sorted in the next few rides, and hopefully get along really well throughout the process. This may look different than some other trainers and stuff out there that are looking for walk, trot, and canter and all that stuff. I'm not looking for walk, trot, and canter. I'm looking for walk, stop, backwards, left, right. Those are the commands I want to be so good that I can just think them, and he'll do it. And horses are really smart. They're great at observing, and observation skills are fantastic. And we can ask very little and get a lot with the right communication and lack of stress or fear. And going slower is good for everybody. It's a guarantee. There we go. There's a spot. It's working. Yeah, good enough. Oh my goodness, it's so much fur. It's February, so you know the days are getting a little longer. It's getting a tad warmer here and there. Today's a absolutely perfect day for riding. So after I work with him, depending on how he goes, he might go pretty good, but I might pick up one of my well-trained horses and ride with them. Now, he's not had a lot of times with a saddle on. Again, you know, 10 to 12 rides, but I have put a saddle on him for other groundwork and stuff. But it doesn't mean that he's not going to get concerned or worried. You know, it's against Mother Nature to have a saddle on, and he might say, "This is uncomfortable," and I'd be okay with that. So we just ask. I might bring him back. I might draw him. You see, like that. It's a bit of a lead, but I'm drawing him, and I might say, "You know, you'll be all right. Trust me." And we'll go ahead and wait. Right? Right there. Is that good? Got that sorted? Up we go. And you see his head is quite high. And he doesn't want a high head. I'm going to draw. Ask him to put his head a little down. He says, "I'm a little worried." So I know. You can take a look at it if you want. It looks like it did last time we worked on it. He says, "Oh yeah, okay. I think I get it. I think I understand." So I might mess with this a little, and then I'd ask him to put his head down. Say, "You know, you can take it easy a little." And he might find some time to lick his lips a little bit. See how he's like a jack in the box? He just puts his head right back up. That's a little concern. So I want to ask for him to release that. Say, "You can be with me and find a way to just take it easy, and we'll wait till he kind of finds a peaceful place to be in his own mind." And we're just asking gently. We don't have to ask real hard. Just say, "You know, you should chill out. You should find your comfortable position to be in," because raising their head up and sort of tensing their back muscles is an uncomfortable place to be, and they'll want to not be that way if you watch horses at rest. So we kind of want to put them at a point of rest. Say, "Hey, settle down. A little more. You can trust me." And I'll wait till I kind of feel a little bit better about him. Like he just seems to feel a little bit better. There, he's kept his head down. Maybe I can see if his ear is floppy. You know, that's good. All right. So let's go ahead and draw. You see how he's trying to leave. So I want to draw him. I want to change the psychology in his mind. I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to chuck this girth down. And we want to just sort of be with him. We kind of, hey man, you're going to live, you know, kind of idea. Because I've done this enough that he's got the experience. I don't expect him to go running and bucking and doing anything. Back up. He's drawing, which is kind of good, but I am against the fence, so there's a safety concern there. I'll just ask him to stay. Just stop. Stop. You'll be all right, you know. And you can kind of check in to see, you know, all the things that you usually do with a horse. And I'm just going to leave that there, you know. I'm just going to leave that girth sort of hanging. If he feels worried about it, well, then that's something that we need to sort out. Like, don't worry about the girth, man. It's never going to hurt you, you know. You'll be okay. So what we want to do is we want to sort of check out some of the things that we would normally do. I'm just going to ask him to put his head the other way. The girth is on the other side, so he'd like to keep an eye on it. And I'll back him up. I'll say, it's all right. He's doing that, so I can't really... Come over this way, please. Now turn. Now back up. And this little bits of groundwork where we say, it's cool, here, just listen up. Can go a long ways, because they should be reinforcing all the things that we've been telling them to do anyways over the course of our groundwork and everything. So I feel like this is turning into a video about how to saddle a horse, but it isn't. It's just everything you do along the way to get to the ride matters. So if you feel like you have to cross tie or tie your horse because they won't stop moving, you actually end up doing yourself and the horse a little bit of a disservice, because you don't get to communicate with them anymore. You end up relying on the ropes and the clips and everything to do the communicating for you. So I say to him, look, can you please just stand there and be cool about it? And I might just wait patiently, even though I'm chitty-chatting with you guys. I can just come back and check on him and say, you know, you're all right. Now, a flip of the face like that, he's kind of tells me he's worried. He wouldn't usually do that otherwise. So when I cover an eye, I rub or I cover an eye, generally he would just put his head down. But you see how he's flicking back and forth out of concern. And we've done this a few times, you know. This is not brand new. Okay, let's put this thing back up straight after all your jiggling around. And you see, I might just do a little, and then I'd come back and stand and I'd say, you know, could you back up because you're a little in my space? I'd really appreciate it if you just found some comfort right there. Right there. Cover an eye, what does he do? So he's calming. You know, the repetitive, sort of consistent communication that we get to have with them can be beneficial. Even though it's tedious, you're like, it's such a pain though. You know, I just want to get saddled up. I just want to get on with my ride, and I just want to do the training. And you just say, no, we're not doing that yet. You seem to be a little concerned still. If you could just put your head down and if you could settle in. Why is he so worried? You know, I don't know, but I do know that I can communicate with him enough to say, calm down. Because if I can't do this on the ground, I don't understand how I would ever expect to be able to do it when I'm in the saddle. It seems impossible to me if I don't have enough tools from the ground to say, calm down, man. You're okay. No, just stay there. Just stay there. I understand you're worried. I understand. And see him avoid. So I just back up, say, just stay there. Okay, I'm going to fix your saddle again because you're kind of rocking it around a little as you walk. So I'll come up again and I'll just sort this out. You see his head come up. He says, I'm a little worried. I'll pat the top. And it's a very consistent behavior, a very consistent pattern. Stay there. But without doing this, I think that the rest of our ride, I'll be constantly trying to fill this gap. Can you back up a little, please? Stop getting so worried you're being silly, you know? So, he's so snuggly. And it's very normal for horses to be this way, where they want to be up close and they want to say, can I be with you? Because it feels better to be right beside you than to be a little bit back. But if he truly did get really concerned, he would kind of come into me a little bit quick that I wouldn't be able to respond. Now, I have a lot of trust in him, and I feel like I've done this enough times where I can communicate with you guys and sort of half-heartedly control him and just let him know he's okay. I want his head to go this way a little. Okay? Don't worry about that girth. Please stop worrying. But when he does worry, he wants to snuggle up a bit. So don't worry about that thing. Don't worry about that thing. So I might tackle that. I might say, here, I'll help you. I'll come over here and I'll just give you a scratchings, and maybe you'll start to associate, this kind of thing with something a little bit good. And we'll see if he can take his mind off of the saddle enough to appreciate these scratches, because generally he would. Usually by now he'd be moving his mouth and he'd be happy and his ears would be a little bit more forward and all that business, but he's not. So he hasn't been able to take his mind off the girth yet. And if he isn't able to take his mind off the girth while I'm on the ground, then he's probably not going to be able to do it while I'm riding. Not that it'll be hanging, but if anything was hanging off of him, I want him to remember it's safe when you're with me. It's not going to get hurt. You're not going to get hurt. It's not going to hurt you. Okay? And I just, always a reminder, just go that way. Just go that way. And we can impart that feeling to them. We can say, you're safe. Now, he feels pretty good now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the girth and do it up. And we'll keep an eye on him. He's rather still. He feels to me, I haven't looked at him yet, but he feels a little worried to me. So I'm just going to get this on in a very nonchalant kind of, I'm just doing my job kind of way, while keeping myself alert to any problems he might be thinking of having. And we could play around with this, just one little hole at a time. Okay, I'm going to come back to my same position. So I've come back to the same position. I didn't pat the saddle this time, but I also didn't adjust it either. So I don't think I did. Did I adjust the saddle? I might have. Okay, I need you to stay where I ask you to be. And this wouldn't be any different if nothing was going on. Or if I was at some kind of event and there were other horses around, he wanted to shuffle around and look at other things. I'd be like, dude, trust me, just stay there. So he's up, down, he's still worried. I'll ask him to back up. He's stuck. Look at that, he won't back up. So we wait. And the reason we wait is because without super consistent and very reliable behaviors and patterns, what are you looking over that side for? It's not even hanging around down anymore. So here's where, it wasn't about the girth hanging. Somebody might have said, you're screaming at your screen, well, just do have the girth. But he's still looking to the right. Aren't you? Why are you looking to the right? Okay, so we're going to switch out. We're going to give him my hat. And I'm going to grab my helmet. Right? Don't drop it. Oh, what are we going to do with you? Huh? What are we going to do with you? You take the hat. All right? I'll take the helmet. Now, I had somebody say, I'm really happy you use a helmet. And I think it's a little sad that somebody actually has to say that. I'm happy to have been told that. But I think it's sad that somebody's, oh my goodness, you finally, somebody who uses a helmet, that's a trainer. And I say to that, it's unfortunate you have noticed enough people not using a helmet that you'd feel like you needed to say something special to me. Because to me, dude, where do the reins go? Where are they? They're on the other side of the fence. Okay, keep that up there. I'm just going to quickly grab my reins. And here I am. And, helmets are vital. Horses are big. I'm just going to ride with a halter today. Oh, you're just going to keep dropping that, aren't you? That's fine. You can have fun with your horses. It's okay. Training doesn't have to be some kind of weird chore. You can goof around and play and scratch your horses and tell them they're amazing and check out whether or not you can chuck a hat on them. Hey, what do you think, man? Do you need some help here? There you go. So he's young. You have to keep that in mind. He's only 5, so he's just a youngster. And we want him to really get through this in a very calm and comfortable way. I'll ask him to back up, so you don't need to snuggle up to me. You're already close enough. making me worried. So yeah, so I'm going to ride in a halter today. And the reason I ride in halters is because I imagine that if I can do everything on the ground in a halter, well, then I should be able to do everything in the saddle. You know what, man, your head looks like it's getting a bit bigger. I think we're going to leave that loose. I should be able to do everything in the saddle in a halter as well. Now, I think I've monologued long enough with you guys here in a static view. We're going to put a camera on me and get started with mounting and riding. So this should be kind of fun. He looks like he's still a little active. We could do a little groundwork perhaps, but all of this has been groundwork. So ask him to back up, say, hey, you look a little worried, just stay over there a bit. All right. Okay, well, I'm gonna put the saddle on a little bit more snug because I've only just kind of put it on. He's still concerned about it, so I might jiggle it around some. So let's do that. Come here. So now I'll invite him up and say, thanks. What are you doing? Okay, his head's high. I'm just gonna ask it down. Say, calm down. There we go. Okay, so I've just put it up just another notch, just enough to kind of get. Now, the only other thing that goes through my mind right now is I want to test two things. One, will he lead calm? Two, will he drive calm? So we will do a smidge of groundwork. So let's just switch the camera a little bit out to the arena. Okay, so here he's leading kind of good. He looks concerned. I'm going to just wander a bit. I'm going to listen to his footfalls. So don't need to look at him. I can kind of tell where he is. And we're going to make left and right hand turns. Now he's very close, so I'm going to ask him to back up. Back up. Thanks, buddy. And then continue on. And we'll make a right hand turn. And we'll come across. Make a left hand turn. Right. I'm going to switch hands. Left hand turn. So I'm leading on the other side of his body. And a right hand turn. And he's doing pretty good. Hey, he's a little close, but he's doing all right. You know, I can't really complain too much. And I want to see whether or not he wants me to be on one side of his body or not. And he kind of does. He kind of does. So I'm just going to be persuasive to stay on the left-hand side of my body so he stops coming around, and introduce sort of a new stress of just swinging the rope. It's not for him, right? But he's paying attention, and maybe to take his mind off the saddle a little. Say, come on, good boy. And we can just swing this around like it's nothing. You know, just wander around a bit, swinging. I can swing a little faster, draw, and then stop. Okay, so we're gonna check drive, ask him to go, 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 go. Good. And you can use go or walk or something to get them walking. Walk, walk. Let's use walk. Walk, walk. Okay, so we can use a little vocal command. And I just want him to go slow. Just like when we ride, I want a nice slow cadence to his feet. Walk. Good. So he's picked up, so I'm going to slow my feet. I want him to come back to me. We're not lunging. We're trying to walk together. Walk. Good. Okay. And then I'm going to try to go with him. And you kind of keep your energy low. Low. Okay, so that's left-hand turn. Now we're not working on circles. We're working on getting the mind. Walk, walk. Okay, and lower your energy. Real slow. Not lunging. I am walk, walk. Okay, I am trying to get him to tune in to what I'm doing. And I'm just walking slow, and I want him to walk slow. See how he has a little more trouble on this side. Not a lot, but a little. He's got some energy, mental energy, which leads to physical energy. I'm just gonna go slower. There we go. I'll ask him to stop. Right there. Good boy. Okay, we can come in and reassure, say, I really appreciate that you're listening. It's very important to me. Thanks, buddy. Okay, so I feel kind of good about that. I feel okay about that. He leads well, a little snuggly, and he drives well. So it's time to ride. So we're going to switch cameras and get on with this.